When COVID first happened and school shut down, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, last year when we first found out that we were going to have to do remote learning, I wasn't too worried because I thought it was only going to be for 2 weeks and we thought we could just post things, and if the kids didn't show up then it would be fine because it would only be for 2 or 3 weeks. Then we found out that we weren't coming back all year.
I think the hardest thing was really the differences in the schedules. Getting used to doing things online and having less time to do all the things that we needed to do, but then still having really high expectations.
I think the hardest thing to adapt to when COVID happened was switching from teaching people in person to teaching on the computer. When we started last March, we were fully virtual. So we went from having everybody here to suddenly having everybody at home. And a lot of the things that we do are based on a class experience, like for example, giving a presentation, having to learn the softwares that were available, or even figuring out what softwares were available to allow for that transition for students to be able to complete something similar at home was difficult, especially when we didn't even have them in the classroom to show them how to do it before we then sent them home to do it. We had to kind of make videos on the spot and kind of hope they were able to follow along.
I think the students had to adjust to one, learning how to learn at home, and two, learning how to budget their time better. At school, it's very, go here, do this, be here now. And when you're at home, that's completely out the window and it's all on you.
I'd say a good amount of students struggled with distance learning this year. I know a lot of people who started coming back full-time early just because they aren't doing well in school. I think other students excel in it and it's good for them, but for others it's a big struggle.
I think it was difficult. I think a lot of students were taking care of their younger siblings at home or had other responsibilities at home that they kind of had to juggle around. And so I think the struggle was not unexpected.
I think some students struggled more. I definitely see that some students are definitely taking advantage of the situation and probably are doing considerably less than they would have. But definitely some students needed that contact, that one-on-one constant reminders or constant approval or whatever it is. So I think a lot of those kids definitely suffered.
I think we will adjust next year to a new level of normal that is closer to what we had 2 years ago. I think we'll always be hesitant having big mass meetings, big auditorium presentations, full capacity in the cafeterias. I think we'll do things differently from now on.
I think it'll take a long time for it to go back to normal, but hopefully it'll become normal at some point. Because if it stays like this, it's convenient for some people, but for others it's not convenient.